Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Julia, and here we practice English through real life topics. You can enjoy slow paced listening and speaking practice. Have a great time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to dive deep into something really interesting. We'll start by discussing why we fear death and explore ways to overcome it. At the end, I've got an amazing story related to this topic that you won't want to miss. Death is something that every living being must face, but most people are afraid of it. We know that death will come, but we don't like to think about it. For many people, just the thought of death can make them feel nervous or upset. This fear can be so strong that it affects how we live our lives, how we make decisions, and how we treat others. So why do we fear death so much? And what can we do to reduce that fear? Research has shown that our fear of death doesn't only happen when we are directly facing it. It affects how we think and act every day. For example, a study showed that when people thought about their own death, they were more likely to support violence or revenge. This is important because it shows that thinking about death can increase negative feelings, making people act in ways that don't show their true values. The fear of death can make people feel weak or unsafe, which may lead them to become defensive, angry, or even violent. But it's not only in politics where the fear of death plays a role. It also affects how we deal with the loss of others. When people who fear death lose someone they love, they may find it harder to cope with their grief. Studies show that people who are afraid of death tend to feel sad for a longer time than people who have accepted death as part of life. It's not only about losing someone, but also about facing their own death. Healthcare workers who care for dying patients are also affected by their fear of death. If they fear death, it can make it harder for them to talk openly and kindly with patients and families. The fear of death can create emotional distance, making it harder to provide comfort when it's most needed. So why do some people fear death more than others? There are many reasons for this. Age, beliefs, experiences, and even our health all influence how we think about death. One factor that many researchers believe is important is our experience with loss. People who have lost loved ones or have experienced the death of someone close to them may feel more afraid of death. This is because they understand how real and close death can be. The death of a loved one can make people feel more vulnerable and can trigger worries about their own death. Interestingly, older people often fear death less than younger people. This may sound strange at first. You might think that as people get older and closer to death, they would be more afraid of it. But research shows that older people tend to accept death more easily. One reason is that they have lived longer and experienced more. They have seen people die, and they understand that death is a natural part of life. Because of this, they are less afraid of it. Older people are less concerned about missing out on life because they have already experienced so much. This acceptance of death often comes from knowing that they have lived a full life. Religion can also have a strong influence on how people feel about death. Many people turn to religion for comfort when thinking about death. Most religions promise an afterlife or life after death, which can make people feel less afraid. However, studies show that people who are very religious often fear death more than those who are less religious. This may seem surprising, but it's because many religious people feel a strong pressure to live a good life in order to reach a better afterlife. This pressure can make people feel anxious, and it can make them afraid of death. On the other hand, people who are not religious or are only slightly religious tend to fear death less. They don't feel the same pressure and see death as a natural part of life. They may feel that death is the end, and this can help them feel more peaceful about it. Some people who are moderately religious feel uncertain about what happens after death. They are not sure if there is an afterlife or not. This uncertainty can make them fear death more. People who are very religious or not religious at all may feel less fear because they feel more certain about what will happen. They either believe in an afterlife or they believe that death is the end of consciousness, which makes them feel more at ease. Our personal experiences with danger also affect how we feel about death. People who face life threatening situations, like extreme sports athletes, often have a different relationship with death. For example, beginner skydivers are often afraid of death. They are new to the sport and don't have much experience. But skydivers with more experience tend to fear death less because they feel more confident in their skills. However, experienced skydivers, those who have done hundreds or even thousands of jumps, often fear death more than those with less experience. This shows that experiencing danger doesn't always reduce fear. In fact, it may make people more aware of how fragile life is, and this awareness can increase their fear of death. Physical health is another factor in how we view death. Healthy people often fear death less than those who are not healthy. When people are in good health, they feel they have more time to live and enjoy life. They don't feel like their time is running out, which can make them less afraid of death. However, people who are sick or have chronic health problems may fear death more because they feel that their time is limited. When someone is physically weak or ill, they may feel that death is coming closer. Even so, focusing on mental health and emotional well-being can help reduce the fear of death. People who take care of their mental health, even if they are physically ill, are often better able to accept death as part of life. Attachment style, the way we form relationships with others, also plays a role in how we fear death. People who feel secure in their relationships with others tend to fear death less. Securely attached people are comfortable with intimacy and depend on others for support. They feel less anxious about dying because they trust that they will be remembered. In contrast, people with insecure attachment styles, those who feel anxious or distant in their relationships, tend to fear death more. They may worry about dying alone or leaving things unresolved. Securely attached people are usually better able to accept death because they know that their relationships have had meaning and that they will not be forgotten. The fear of death doesn't have to control our lives. While some factors, such as age or experiences, are beyond our control, there are many things we can do to reduce the fear of death and live fuller lives. One effective way to reduce the fear of death is by helping others. Research shows that people who help others, whether by mentoring, volunteering, or caring for younger generations, tend to fear death less. This is because helping others gives them a sense of purpose. They feel their lives have meaning, and that meaning helps reduce their fear of death. Even if you don't have children, you can still find ways to help others. Mentoring someone at work, volunteering for a cause you care about, or even simply offering guidance to someone in need can give you a sense of purpose and make you feel less afraid of death. Another way to reduce the fear of death is to confront it instead of avoiding it. Avoiding death can make it seem more frightening. People who work with death every day, like doctors, nurses, and funeral directors, often fear death less because they are used to it. You don't need to work with death to confront your fear. You can read books, watch documentaries, or volunteer with organizations that help terminally ill people. By becoming more familiar with death, it becomes less scary. The more you accept that death is part of life, the easier it becomes to face. Some studies suggest that people who have had near-death or out-of-body experiences tend to fear death less. While we should not seek dangerous situations, some virtual reality programs simulate out-of-body experiences. These programs can help reduce the fear of death by showing that there may be something beyond the physical body. The most important way to reduce the fear of death is to live a life full of meaning. People who feel that their lives have purpose often fear death less. To find meaning in life, think about what is truly important to you. Live your life according to those values. Whether you value creativity, kindness, learning, or something else, living according to your values can help you feel fulfilled and reduce the fear of death. Mark Twain once said, "The fear of death follows from the fear of life." A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. It might be better to say, a man who lives meaningfully is prepared to die at any time. When you live with purpose, death becomes less frightening. Now that we've talked about the fear of death, it's time to dive into a story that might shed more light on this topic. This story is about one of my distant relatives who faced significant challenges and fears throughout their life. Let me share with you how their experience helped me gain a new perspective on death and the fear surrounding it. A few months before one of my distant relatives, Sarah, passed away from cancer at the age of 36, she said something that has stuck with me ever since. She said, "None of us get out of here alive." She said this with her usual sense of humor, even though she was going through tough radiation treatments. Her ability to laugh at the reality of life and death was incredible, especially considering how hard things were for her. This was the first time I experienced death so closely. When I was younger, I had lost family members, including my grandfather, but that felt different. He had lived a full life. His death was a natural part of life. But Sarah was different. She was young, only 36, and it was hard to accept that someone so young could be taken away so soon. It felt unfair, and the sadness I felt was deep. Watching Sarah's life slowly fade away made me realize how little I knew about death. It made me ask myself some hard questions. Why did this happen to her? Could death be a peaceful experience? Why do we fear death so much? These questions kept coming up in my mind, and the more I thought about them, the more fear I felt. I started to imagine losing my own loved ones, like my children or my husband. These were thoughts I had before, but they became much stronger after Sarah's death. It was then that I realized I needed to stop letting this fear control me. I needed to find a way to deal with it. After thinking about it, I decided to face my fear of death instead of running from it. I knew I needed to confront my feelings and make peace with the idea of death. I started by thinking about Sarah and how she handled her illness. She faced it with a kind of bravery I admired. She wasn't afraid to talk about her fears and made peace with the fact that death was part of life. She didn't hide from it, and that gave me a lot to think about. I realized that if I wanted to stop being afraid, I had to take some steps to face my own fears. Here are 3 things that helped me deal with the fear of death. First, I had to acknowledge my fears. I took time to sit down and write out all the things I was afraid of. I wrote down my fear of losing people I love and my fear of what would happen to me when I die. It was scary to write these things down, but it was important. Once I had written it all out, I felt a little better. I was no longer hiding from my fears. I could now face them and begin to accept them. Next, I spent time alone with my thoughts. This wasn't easy for me at first. I usually don't like being alone with my thoughts for too long. I tend to stay busy to keep my mind occupied. But I knew this was something I needed to do. I started by spending just 10 minutes a day in quiet. I went outside or sat in a quiet room, letting my mind relax. At first it was hard, but slowly I began to feel more at peace. Being alone with my thoughts helped me to focus and think more clearly. It wasn't about thinking about death all the time, but about finding peace in my own mind. The third thing I did was practice gratitude. I realized that I had been so focused on the fear of losing people that I forgot to appreciate what I already had. So, every day, I made an effort to be thankful for the little things. I would look at the sky, listen to the birds, or just spend time with my family. I made sure to notice these moments, even if they were small. Being grateful for the present helped me stop focusing on my fear of the future. In the months since Sarah passed away, I've noticed something important. Life continues, and it brings both happiness and sadness. New things are born, and we lose people along the way. But I have learned that death is something we all have to face, whether we like it or not. Sarah's words have stayed with me. None of us get out of here alive. We will all face death someday, but instead of letting it control us, we can choose to live fully and appreciate the moments we have. By acknowledging our fears, spending time alone to think, and practicing gratitude, we can live with more peace and less fear. These simple steps may not remove the fear entirely, but they can help us accept that death is a part of life, not something to be feared. Thank you so much for joining me. This part of the podcast has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed the story and the insights shared. If you have any questions or need further help, feel free to reach out. Take care and see you next time.